kuram bisan wa jangama kuram bisan ya matrenelo Yandem marong yandem jai kai wai yandem marong suma yandem marong kai wai kuram bisan wa jangama merna la big wajal sumanje ke naise yo ya maton yen kilime na fonye bang fan tv yen kilime na fonye bang fan tv yen kilime na fonye bang gasiti kadomo wallahi yen kilime na fonye bang yen kilime na fonye bang wallahi gasiti kadomo fan tv yen kilime na fonye
Hello, wonderful viewers. Welcome to our programs on issues on nation building on Fine TV Gambia, your only viewpoint. And I'm your host, Aissatou Jata. And today on our program on issues on nation building, we have a special guest in our studio here, Mr. Sering Bisane, who is a music publisher and also an author of a book titled Know Your Music Business. Mr. Sane, welcome to Fine TV for the first time.
Thank you for having me, Aisha.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Sering Bisane. I am born and bred in Brikama and Farato, and I am a Gambian, proud Gambian, and yeah, that's me.
How often do you visit the Gambia?
I try as much as I can. It's not very often, but I try to come at least maybe a year or every 2 years.
I've also known that you've owned your own music business company, which is called Jalu. So how did that name come about?
Jalu. So the word Jalu, if you know Mandinka, it means the collective for musicians. The name Jalu came to me randomly. It wasn't something I planned. I went to a music business conference, and I was in a marketing group. So when my turn came, I was asked, what is the name of my business? Because we were in a marketing session. I had no business name at all. I didn't even know what I was doing at the time. I just had different ideas in my head. So it just came out, Jalolu. That's how it came. It wasn't planned. It wasn't something that I researched more. It just came, and then I knew definitely this is a name that I want to stick with. Once I had that name Jalolu, I was then able to relate that to a story of musicians like griots, traditional musicians in not just in Gambia but across Africa. Previously, people don't take them seriously. Nobody wants to be termed as a Jalo. So, however, now that people are becoming successful in music, everyone wants to become a Jalo. So the name is, in other ways, it's a tongue-in-cheek name to say that, you know what, we are proud to be called Jalolo.
What inspired you to focus on empowering creative minds through your project?
So the project,
the book.
So the book came as a result of a project.
Yeah.
I won a competition at my university. I could have taken it anywhere in the world, but I decided to come to Gambia because I'm from here. I'm a very proud Gambian, and I decided that the project. My background is music business. That's what I studied, and I decided that I'll take a project to the Gambia that will empower creatives, whether you're a content creator, whether you're an artist, you're an actor, or whether you are into the creative industries. Something that can educate the creative minds. By educating them, I believe that they will be empowered to have a sustainable career. And once they are empowered, then they become enriched, because financially, educationally, they are enriched with tools that will help them to become successful in their careers.
Let's talk about your book. This book you've recently written. know your music business. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So the Know Your Music Business book, it's a soft introduction to the music industry, to the music business. It can be applied in across the creative industries. It is an introduction to how you can protect your music when it comes to copyright, what rights do you have as an artist, importance of contracts, the things to keep in mind when you're going into a contract with someone, organizing yourself as a business, what things to involve in a business plan, when you're planning to write a release, to release a project, whether it's an album, whether it's a drama series, some guidelines as to the best practices that you can use. So the book gives an introduction to the industry that's not complicated to understand. I try to make it as simple as possible.
You've talked about copyright.
Yes.
So talking about copyright, it's not something which it's much respected in the Gambia here. What did you think need to be addressed on the issue of copyright in the Gambia here?
Firstly, I think the creatives themselves need to be aware of their rights. That when they create a piece of work, it attracts copyright. It needs to be protected. So once you know that right, then you need to know that I have to register the rights to my work. Currently, we don't have a functional, an active copyright law in the Gambia. Even if if somebody copies your work, they get away with it for free. Or somebody remix your song, reproduce your sound. They can send it to other people. They can make copies on DVD, on CDs, on USBs without any repercussions. So the creatives themselves need to be aware of their rights when it comes to copyright. If if anyone is not aware of what your rights are, you can do a research on the internet. In the Gambia, NCAC, they're the ones responsible for registering copyrights of musical artists. So once you register your songs, go there, get it registered, pay the fees, get your reference number or registration number, whatever it is. That helps to protect your piece of work.
What of our local artists who did not know this copyright laws, who did not even know how to protect their songs?
Yes.
What do you think they could do, and how can you help them to protect their songs?
So how?
Yes.
How? I'll start with the how. I am creating through this project. It's a multi-layered project. One part is the booklet. Another is to do a series of workshops in the Gambia for the creatives to educate, empower, and enrich them. But the other part is to do a podcast. So I make educational content about the business side of the industry, whether it's copyright, whether it's contracts, whether it's whether it's how do you call it, distribution. I make a range of content that they can use. So far, I'm only doing the English version, but I'll come to the local languages as well. So that's one way. Me personally, I am helping to educate especially the traditional musicians who don't have the business know-how on how to protect their songs and how to make money from this.
Now let's delve into the local language.
Yes.
So nga fenko nye jali jamal la soto Gambia jam mi yalon ko eka denki lola ni molla ado ni chusani kolela. So jalol mel kamunta ko nya ko wanje wol jali ba kuyata wol. So ite bol ma hoy kanyandi la pour comme ifani na faso te la business o kon ila music business o kon.
Okay, ela ni karo ko meta bak e comme ngam fa rek nte Gambian ol te mi ko proud bata na Gambian yalla le. So alhamdulillah jaliba ko yata nata be do kolale kabri nga commencé wato mana ala musique lab karo bella mol ka yusa diate nyameng e kodo yemen soto je hani mo kilim bukana lo akay jali ba nyin ngela musique kitane ñi muy talti bar kabere nga do ko commencé alay ma koy nga wol jama bi je nga stop ma be abeta stop no las mbari kula miya ko fi ikatara bulari nga normal don wati ibe research kala wati kaji be mala ba use kan and o mol fanan ferol be bu wala nyama ba ma bula nyama tumodo le kaje ka different name ne kije men kama kije ba fonti tumodo le saje den kilo nyinta ya speed up nde pour ka mabo
okay
yes pour mo kana long so fere jamal bi je be advance kan nyama fanan na do koto be experience ka wala nyama porque comme detective wol ni bandio katara nyama it's like cat and mouse game like advance kan nyama to fanan be research ke lo ko wala nyama so nyako man jang wol be similar o ko kilon lam bari ni active copyright law man tara jang itol be do problem kilon ko ila den kilo famo ate ngate mitle is very sad at member ko tol because hani den killing amanta registering ato yala
nyako manja
ha hani den
so ate kala molle da
ate kala do mol kana ye kila ila social media to hani adfana hani buto e bukadi yala je ka mo bukana ne ka fay ko ni waden kono ko ila music go nyine ken na channel wala wala saying ingela ni video men donde anyine soto je hani fe so mo men boko si fal nte wala kante fenke dal ngam passion ta wala pour ka wol ma koy inyanta ko domandi o men soto la music go de ngani ta be soto no but at least if ana commencé ka domandi soto kat niya soto saying ni copyright ko fenet mi ko hani fata ila dimba be continuer ka kudo soto je ka balo soto je ntebe da men UK lam 70 years from the day fata when Gambia jang I believe ngabra is about 50 years full kabri lumene fata kata fo 50 years ila dimba se continuer ka mona fon soto je
okay bari yamra comme ñing copyright lo Gambia jang comme ñing local artist jama lombal ya len fodu ñadi long hani say wala ne mela music ko ma protect no
ha o fanam bi jele katon a system oti follow sign thing sensitization o buka amam fota mo bela katon kula mialan ko wati kula mo jama bela kato kul ke kana pour mo ya bonyu kul kalamta pour yalon ko men ko nyantel music o register la le dra bi jang e ka fo dame ko CSG Collecting Society of the Gambia imang operational start follow bare negol pareta ibaje la ko wol be artistol mako la play ila royalty be dawda fo ye music play radio to bang fo ya play tele to bang fo mo ya ke soundtrack ko tel movie to bang wol be kalde mako la ko royalty collect and the new kita fana itata fo tubabu wala itata banku do e perform taje e performance royalty wol sima ko yo be collect no so lombalia bi jele but system wala tarabalia fana njang fana bi jele
okay so wasi CSG yenye me voting fodum ini be doko ifana ini wol fana be doko wala le fo
way mobile affect mo ya ka content da
okay
be mobile jang amanke pro mo clear so mo ya le mo artisote ni wole operational start yanta ka make sure eta register je because ibe lore mobile jang pour yeta ila nyanto momenti e kare ka ma ko ka koleki
jannite ka makoyro jaliba kuyata makoy coming ayala music will protect pour more kana use and other stuff so what time janni wo wato jaliba a losta ko do jellal
nta kame estimate ntinga mira doyata at least 30,000 pounds now doyata but umudo mandi walte now doyata Katong Kabrin trend about 15 years ala music of online.
So molle be muna fanka wala ta ko ma kala mun.
Hani budura amajije. Mo malo ne fon jumala because ni ba nyin kala e ka tolle ki jemi anko même fon ba ki kan jabu ka ke mari to wala ye business to ki jemi anka aman so fa saying funny loyal ta wo is too expensive for Gambia jang beta batada mala jali ba ko pour ko loyal jo kabula ñu no mo do tinela ko do fonsoto no.
What do you think is stopping the law of implementing the copyright in the Gambia here?
That one I cannot speculate because I don't know too much about the process it's at.
Okay.
I know that there's a bill in Parliament that's being debated currently in regards to this area, but I don't know the specifics of it. So I would rather not speculate, but one thing I know for sure is we need it. We don't need it now, we need it yesterday.
Are there any gaps in the copyright system in the Gambia here you would like to address?
Yeah, that's the implementation. Once it's up and running, and the institutions that are supposed to enforce it, the collection of the royalties, but most importantly, I think is awareness. What you said earlier, that's a major gap because a lot of creatives, when you talk to them, they'll tell you that I don't worry, all my affairs are in control, but they don't know that there's so many different income streams you can get if there's an active active copyright law in the Gambia. Imagine Fine TV, how many jobs you can create if you are able to directly monetize your channel in the Gambia. Imagine how many young people are creating content that can have their own self-employment and create jobs as a result of copyright, an active copyright law in the Gambia. So if you look at those, you see that there's a lot of gap. The entire creative industries need to be aware of this subject matter, the copyright law, familiarize ourselves with it. It affects everyone. It's not just musicians, it affects the entire creative industries.
Let's delve into the local language again.
Okay.
Ngajela coming yenye mbuko min safe biri nata ela project onye be community jamal engage kan. So ite biri te nata ya commence community jela engage Gambia ja.
So project onye ngamen fon target no wala mbe 5 workshop like la dan don region nga commissioner tundu nga kilinke jere ngata but yal tomorrow reka plan wakel ba alfa be menkila ibu kana ke kilindi so men nata ke nga start jara somale then nata na be kama jambe school ning institutional engage kan University of the Gambia jara soma ngama sa konko fanan kele Rural Development Institute or me ko young people learn from across the Gambia be trained kan to become future leaders of the Gambia. So places like that more bijel me ko interested of so many different things that scientela ngamen incoming can nembe na workshop lanka a tailor to a way that it doesn't matter even study for ibe accounting study kambang for it to be law study kambang there's a service is a main of no creative industry because ning accounting is a keno accountant no to put artist ma ko kera tax jo is ma ko no le pour ela eventual ya budget ni lawyer la moti entertainment law ni dispute nata wala ila fak inita contract wala so if you have studied creative industry kono do ko be jela so ntarta nyela nga different school okay Masakoli University of the Gambia Sona Jobatela School and being become an area council and being an last project okay kind of thing astagfirullah Brusubi jana African properties
biale project over the last one
last work support yes.
Okay, this book you've written ni buko ni men safete so ni mo la taka soto ite be buko ni ba soto no la nyaadi wa pitalo mbam foni esa soto no la for free.
Okay, same thing ni buko is completely free ntata dawda anka adi mo la anka copy to jefana the Fine TV from jam fana be copy dol to la jam fana ni mela file sadi arsenal ya collect Fine TV will free of charge and kanifing municipal library nga copy dol ki jele Batra like Bekama Library and Banjul Central Library fana wol fana copy soto so momo la fanyin dula sabolto anyin dula nano drasikal nano ja ale copy ta fajana ban bari charges tiji
It is for free.
for free.
Okay, that is so very good. And
Thank
thank
you.
you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, let's delve into the book. Could you tell us a little bit detail on the steps to protect your work?
So some of the first step you need to do once you, if it's music, once you record, mix, master, and you have to find your final file, the first thing you need to do, I always advise people, don't jump on sharing it online without having it protected. So in the Gambia, you need to take it to NCAC to get it registered. Pay a fee. There's a small fee. I can't remember how much. They'll take a copy of your sound and fill the form. Then they will give you a receipt with your reference number in the Gambia. That's protection layer number one. If we have CSG, you also register with them so they can start collecting royalties for you, whether it's radio, TV, performance, or background music. They will start, but that is not active at the moment. There are also other options which are online, or you can go to neighboring countries. In Senegal, it's called SODAF. You can go to SODAF and register with them, but you need to be able to prove that you have you own the rights to that song.
Okay.
You cannot just take any song, any beat, and present them as yours. You need to be able to prove that you own the rights to that song. One way to do that, you need to preserve your evidence how you made that song. Okay, and another way, when you publish the song, make sure that anybody that contributes to the song, they are credited. They are included in the credits.
Okay. Artist all, Gambian artist all. For your mirror coming, name sometimes imume kata nyendula tole NCAC. Did you think that everyone coming kila musical protect imume kata jela kata kariki kila musical kata karikista?
Honey, ibe bukataji, jama bukataji in fact.
So
Reason, I don't know. Maybe that's even for, it could be because of awareness, it could be some other reason, I don't know. Maybe it could be inita men na ibu kolo soto je, I don't know. But ngalon ko gamen atisol ibu ka worry perkira music go register wanyama.
also with your this project, did you intend to reaching it out beyond the country in the Gambia, beyond Gambia?
Yes, that's the plan. So the content I make, my music publishing company Jalu is an Afrocentric company. I have clients in Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, from Nigeria, and in Finland and in the UK. So they're all African artists. Okay, so this project I intend to do more. This is a global problem. Even in the UK, so many artists don't know about the music business. So it's a project that I want to take across Africa, not just the Gambia.
I don't think we have our own music school in the Gambia here. Did you think that that should also be included to introduce music in our curriculums? For instance, at the college, university.
Yes, there is some. I think the UTG, they have a music department,
Okay.
but I don't know what the curriculum entails. And I know that the Gambia Academy at Sona Jabati School,
Okay. Okay.
that's a creative school. It's not just a standard Gambian school.
Okay.
It's based around creativity. So those are some options. But yes, absolutely, I totally I'm in for having the creative industries, not just arts and craft. I think the times have moved on so much that arts and craft need to be modernized to involve the wider creative industries.
I think in the Gambia here, when many people hear about creative, they thought
Yes.
that it's
Arts and
only
craft.
arts and crafts.
Yes.
So I think that is also the issue. What are some of the challenges you face during this journey, starting from school and starting up your own music publishing company?
Okay, so this area, this field of study, it's very niche, very small. Even when I was studying it, the classrooms are not big. My degree, at least, I think we had about, my diploma, I think we had about 15 people in our class. But when it comes to the bachelor's, there was only three of us.
Okay.
There was only 3 people in our class, so it's very, very niche, and it makes it interesting. It makes it very, how do you call it? It makes it sought after. When you do this, you become sought after. Okay. That being said, yes, there's been a lot of challenges because, firstly, it's something new to me. I studied sound production because I grew up. My brother is an engineer, and I thought I would become an engineer. So I was fascinated with engineering. So I went and studied sound production. After 1 year, I didn't enjoy it. I then switched to the business side. So I was so passionate about that. I started a blog in 2008 to 2010, 2007 to 2010 to promote Gambian music.
Okay.
That was called Gambosta Records.
Okay.
So this is not my first interaction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is another. It's been a journey.
Okay. So is that blog working?
No, it doesn't work anymore. I failed.
Okay.
It failed miserably, and but those are the journeys, the steps that I went through to get to where I am today.
I've also seen in the social media that you used to own your online company called
Palm Africa.
palmafrica.com.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that company is still working.
No, again, that one failed. I have done so many adventures, they all failed. In fact, I have a joke with one of my friends. Every time he sees me, he'll ask me, "What are you into today? Which business are you doing today?" When I'm failing, I try to fail fast.
Okay.
Okay, so if nothing works, I move on quickly on to the next thing on my head because I get bored easily. So when I'm bored, I'll move on to the next one. If something doesn't excite me, I'll just move on.
Ngamuru maninga kawato kote.
Okay.
Ila own music publishing company. Fodo nge intention also to la kama na ya ifonso nta sort of Gambia ya tara Gambia ya business onye.
Yeah, inshallah. We plan will konole, but science time benna masters la banka.
Okay.
Ningo bang mba we plan will konole inshallah and so many other things, but nta yarang jongo itaka anganiera dron bari ala kana menke they are different. So because of that, I would rather not expect say comment ko la fa nyini kila in case na man na ke mo kantanje otherwise.
Viewers, you are still watching Fine TV Gambia, your only viewpoint, and this is our programs on issues on nation building. And we have our special guest here, Mr. Sering Bisane. So stay tuned with us. Okay, Mr. Sane. Kotoge panangana buko kono. Okay, so coming into more social media content create royalty and manning fenko lol copyright law and any other stops melo. So into the main steps later ka make sure that ngabula nying lualum.
Okay, so ila content near the ni bad da follow I make sure I get original content. Number one. Akana ke drone ko isa brand bulano yung trend so normally yung cafe nya dile the mo be challenge oli si kinole.
Okay.
But ila content ni try and make sure it's original content.
Okay.
Number one. Ibajala motina na challenge cafe ko ntalo nyenti na style lo nyenti ntele nyinke. Secondly, ni be sound add la content to I make interesting. Nia long was sound on nia upload ila video nia a problem was la iba jendila le wakil sound on be system auto because musical video already yo musical ni ne fonta ya adila video nyento tumando ni unlock it monetization soto no la but it's a view soto no jere and then often se ke no opportunity pour mo jama yeje ye follow ila content dola way monetize mi alon ko way ima wo music je so ni fa fana sila on original musical fana soundtrack ko compose no le mi alon ko niake online sina men ke no ila wo musical fana se release no le as yetara streaming platform le yetara blal be comme ni film de radon e ko soundtrack musical men ka ko or be ka release no le as singles as albums and then you could also
Okay.
for content creator.
Okay, so for instance, the movie la, na I the movie production na.
Yes.
And many sounds laptaka for instance Jalibala soundtrack wala ala sound koto laptaka wala use je.
Yes.
For the new okay still now I'm going to have YouTube even a video by Jindila Lefo.
Right, yeah. So kufla bije follow ebo kamola musical tare ko nyama ya bole la film kona.
Okay, so but ninga for Jalibai kai go I want to use your music.
Yes. So it has to be formal.
Okay.
For everything permission or sort of license sort of Monica from Jaliba another publishing team or proka for yes ni allow le pro yenye sound ke ila video one. But then in the process of that for negotiation or seke for joro be kala ba
okay
for iba jola free sorry iba jola upfront one payment and then ita jola koteke wala for ibe kala jola percentage la near income sort je two that would mean irregularly ibe kala update sen la yele not ka fa do ngani sort of update senai in black and white kay tan ko mbini stage leto three for abebula rek yata for negotiational basic.
Okay.
Yeah. So bonjama bi nak e ka kele e ka tala ya bule from ila content kono ni YouTube copyright claim keje then isano yenta ya mute akela video performance affect la so yani wo be kela do it's better you do the right thing then you be content info on upload in the first place.
Okay. Now understand and I think a lot of people would understand as well.
Okay. I mean, you say Franco, another thing for me, you say Franco, okay, it's a content that are for promotional purpose only.
Okay.
So you might need permission. Like back in the but it's a monetize la. Artist owning atelo content ID ni we pick drone content ID wala nyante ni la musical distribute ya distribute ning sila nyado bijela akela musical ning aka fingerprint ta ya natal unique mi ko ni ake anywhere ya dumbi nya dawda hani ya falini ya speed up ndele jama aka pick up la comme ko ni music original music wala nyina original music go hay now wala omari le tam so it defense of no so isa okay no yake promotional use only but here disclaimer safa do ma don this is promotional use only.
Talking about this disclaimer okay, so coming now when the music go use but I write this disclaimer on ngake do ma jele so for still now YouTube still now even na content ni ba monetize la le and what artist wala benefit la fenko no content new con
na content ID sort of yes it you are not allowed to put monetize because I'm ketati sound no you man ketati
okay but
so ni as a content creator ni la fola ikela own sound wala commission ni okay yela own sound da wala nan ka fe ni background musical ni fenko ni commission ita fana sa release no le as a soundtrack ni okay ibajala ni modo fana yete fana la wota adundi say ite fana basala ka kodo sodoje wala ela video ni fana modo tata anata ya re-upload it on the channel auto still it will continue like because the soundtrack ni budget.
Okay,
a complicated but
I've seen here the mission behind this project. Could you tell us a little bit detail of that?
So come on for earlier, like the mission is three things. The first one, put come all educate, come time, and in your work support. Come all educate ila rights sola when it comes to copyright. Ani ibe musical protect la nyame. Ibe contractual, nibe contractual negotiate la nyanta ka terms all men include je. Contractual duration of kela jelle how many years it for months number, for days number, for project call number. Any more contractual ni kon albe jola nyaadi le. Some of those things and educational educational element more. So now more educate come on from earlier any information so now they become empowered. Sembo sort of saying yeah because you know your knowledge ni sort of create a ye for the musical protect wala nini mo be agreement o sign la yaba ne ko nyanta hakilo to la nyini to ne mo contract ko dina wolo latanta manyana ka sign fon sa samba lawyer ya aya fatam fansani
okay
yeah understand so ni empower ta wol be yo understanding be sort of wajaram artisan bastard atalani content creator be ibatray la ka contract negotiate mi an ka itol favor atakira contract mi an ko balandi le ko to ki assign sama ika fa ntema nyi expect
ima komi ka sign na bari malo be
ima men fon be je okay so ni contract ko dira never a contract ko sign on the spot ni an ko wole be kala sign ne be kala fo ya sign in advance ya read if you're happy ya now for sign in yake otherwise inyanta kamende gos ila fa kamende negotiate yo okay follow.
What were you afraid of when starting off your career, and how did you overcome this fear?
So ntemo ekafo I'm an introvert. I'm very introverted. Kana nyende na india mobile ne impare sometimes ne setara sitting fan porque diamo soto na be al so these are things I'm not from I'm as well as that more film quality I'm obsessed with film quality sometimes no I'm obsessed with I'm from my own critic biggest critic so mba film ba fala no bar nyima nyana taraje no nanyu man betia no nanyu recording man betia so all it plays on my psyche.
Okay.
So hani film fella fa kamenki hani project ko fon jani be nyinke la meta ni tolde
do ba fole kanake do
ba fole ni tata 2 years ago ngadoke nindo I have done really well 2 years ago ngadoke no nafa artist wala jang Alliance Franco for kalo mo nyato fa was a problem so I decided to sit down honestly but this time alhamdulillah I'm able to stand in front of people Franco okay I do my best but confidence public speaking that adiyata nyala lafa ka kele but pourka commencer wal ka ke
it's not
yes
easy.
Yes come from over criticized back.
I've seen something like the CMOs.
Yes.
So why should one join that?
So like I said earlier, if you are an artist or creative, whether you make movies, you make content, you are a musician and you are a composer or producer, it affects every one of us. A publisher, it affects every single one of us because when your content is used, it generates something called a royalty. That royalty, whether it's performance royalty for performing live at venues or your sound, somebody performing your song as a cover song, or whether it's embedded in a commercial, an advert, somebody use your song to advertise something, or whether it's played on radio or TV, or it's used in a movie, it all generates royalties. So a CMO will help you to track where those monies are and bring them to you.
Okay.
So when you're registered there, they'll be able to do that for you globally because they have something called a reciprocal agreement with different countries, their CMOs. So they'll send them a list to say, this is what we collected on your behalf, on your artist's behalf, and our artists also, whatever you collect on their behalf, they will send it to the CMO. In the Gambia, that's what they're called CSG, Collecting Society of the Gambia.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but it's not functional yet just now. But whenever it's functional, everybody needs to go and register.
Okay, and I hope everyone would go.
I hope so too.
Okay, so finally, what piece of advice did you have for Gambians, especially those in the creative industry?
Don't be too hungry for success. It's a process, and don't let the criticisms, the negative criticisms, put you off when you start. Sometimes my content, sometimes I don't get any views, but it doesn't bother me because I know what I'm doing. When people understand the value of it, they will start coming to engage with it. So be consistent, but have a plan. Whether whatever you want to achieve, have a plan. Whether it's if it's success, what do you measure as success? Does that mean you have a lot of following? Does that mean you make a lot of money? Does that mean you perform in places that no Gambian artist has performed? But have a plan. And also, do not conduct yourself in a professional manner at all times. Make sure you have a contract with whoever you work with, whether it's a manager, whether it's a producer, whether it's a movie director who's making your films, your videos, whether you're collaborating with a fellow artist. Make sure you have contracts and every business transaction that you do. You're you're operating as a business, whether you know it or not. So make sure you put some money aside and pay tax when the time comes, because otherwise GRA, they will collect tax, and if they don't, then you're going to mess up your affairs. So remember that you're operating as a business, and this is essential. There's no ifs, no buts.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Sane. We are wrapping up.
Okay.
So what final message do you have for everyone, the Gambians, even non-Gambians, everyone? What final message?
Everyone, let's support Fine TV. They're doing an amazing work, and we need to support them, watch their content, engage with them, advertise with them, give them sponsorship deals. You can have a brand placement if you like. They're trying to create a sustainable business that can potentially create a lot of jobs for young people. So let's embrace them, let's empower them. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate what you guys are doing, and I wish you all the best.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Sane. And you are watching Fine TV Gambia, and I was your host, Aissatou Diatta. Thank you for watching.